American boys raised to be men, patiently start their phony end. But here was a man, morning tomorrow, who dragged finally drowned in his sorrow. Sadness runs through him, sadness runs through him. I don't know, essentially through him, but that's probably, she read about, that probably passed away like yesterday or 2 days ago. Uh, I finally got know what the lyrics to the song was. It's had nothing to do with him. It's so I'll do something. Um, so the movie today is going to be Trick. I was going to do either this today or the movie tomorrow. I thought most of Halloween Resurrection on Halloween because it's info Halloween Resurrection because it's Halloween series. So Trick, um, it's basically Halloween, but what if everyone, spoiler alert, what if every single person in the history of the world, what if they were Michael Myers? Hmm, interesting, right? That's basically the gist. One thing, just of the movie is basically every single year in Halloween, like so not so from beginning from 2015 onwards to I think 2022, but when it was filmed, released, every Halloween, a serial killer named Trick bursts out and commits a massacre and leaves. And the first time this happened, 2015, the Trick guy escaped hospital and then gets gunned down. Omar Epps plays basically the Donald Pleasance character of the guy who knows the evil character is still alive somehow, some way. And one thing we really dig about this film um, is that they do kind of foreshadow who one of the tricks. There's multiple. Main plot twist is there's multiple, like Scream. There's multiple tricks. That's I'm gonna break it down to you. I'm not gonna tell you exactly who they are. I'm gonna break it down to you real quick. The reason why there seems to be multiple people at the same time doing it is because multiple at the same time doing it. The point of it is they're trying to raise this like cult of personality, this like cult of horror and a trick. Is more than a person. It's a kind of like a bastardized version of Batman. You know what I mean? Most people doing it. But what I also like is that they kind of do foreshadow who one of the tricks are, one of the killers are, who like the main mastermind is. Um, because they do show you like bits and like foreshadowing bits and pieces of people like entering and wondering why is that person entering and you're like, oh that's why it's entering. And they also foreshadow at the end that there's three people surviving because the two characters, two main girls, are speaking to each other and you see in the background three coffee cups. So you're thinking if there's three coffee cups, that means a third person must be still around, must be still alive. And now first person doesn't know, it says, boom. It's a reverse Scream 2. Whereas in Scream 2, Omar Epps and Jamie Kennedy both die in it. In this one, Trick, which again, for all intents and purposes, is basically it's a Halloween film. Um, as in like it's surprisingly one of the best like Halloween films. Like even though Trick isn't it in of itself a film a Halloween franchise because it's called Trick, not Halloween. It's surprising that like if it was part of the whole Halloween franchise, at least it'd be the fourth or fifth best film in the entirety of them all. Um, so yeah, Epps plays a detective of the FBI who gets basically kicked out of the force because he believes in this boogeyman. And what I do like is Trick, the killer Trick. Um, he's very he's very he's very athletic. Like he doesn't just walk to people. He basically just like jumps and flips around stuff. He's very pirouettes. He's very much a telltale like. And again, that bleeds into the motive. Now, of course, you wouldn't have your serial killer be just like a lumbering one. No, you play for masses. You play to the audience. by saying this person goes flipping, 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 and he goes flying and stuff. Again, triggers are basically. I was going to say triggers are bastardized Batman. Basically, I guess that means I'm trying to say triggers basically Hush, like a serial killer, like Hush, but instead of Hush was like Bruce Wayne. This was like Batman. I'm bringing Batman because that basic idea of like what wants it to be. It wants Trick to raise above infamy. It wants Trick to be a symbol that people can latch onto, who they want to like that copycat killers can latch onto. And that's what I think it's like. I just dig the film. Like I 100% just dig it. It's not. I say 100% dig it. That's kind of a lie because again, it is very derivative, but it knows what it's doing and it's doing it well. Um, again, like if you're not a fan of like horror, like slasher flicks, then maybe not because there is a bit of time. I would say it does drastically underuse Tom Atkins. I don't know why they cast Tom Atkins in it if Tom Atkins was just gonna get killed off. And there was a bunch of superfluous kills, a bunch of people introduced just to get killed off 5 seconds later, so they're just there to add to the body count. But mm, like that's basically what I can say about it. Like there's basically it's very there's a lot of superfluous kills. And I mean, if you're a fan of Halloween, like OG Halloween film, but you want to, if Donald Pleasance was in fact like played by like one of the guys from House, if Donald Pleasance instead of being a doctor was like a New York cop, yeah, because I mean it changes drastically. It's not just like a beat by beat it's not like a brick by brick version of Halloween. But it is kind of like its own take on it. Almost makes sense because the director that created My Bloody Valentine 3D, the remake of the original Halloween, remake original My Bloody Valentine was came back in 1981. I think Tom Atkins also appears in basically glorified cameo. But I kind of wish Tom Atkins would appear more. I do also like the fact again to bleed into Halloween thing. We do have Tom Atkins, who was the main character in Halloween 3 season of Witcher movie, which severely underrated. Like Halloween 3 is a very underrated bit of the. I think it's getting its due deserts. I think Halloween 3 season which was you just got kind of like I don't know poo pooed. I'm gonna just go on again. You know me by now. You know I'm gonna talk about something. I'm gonna go branch and other stuff which are connected to it. This is just like connected to and go bloop 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 bloop. But Halloween 3 seasons which kind of was bomb box office because they were wanting like 50,000 Michael Myers films, but John Carpenter just wanted to make a different film. He wanted to be like a every single film would be a different take on Halloween. That's why it's called Halloween, and not like Michael Myers. Yeah, I mean Jimmy Candy's the Doctor is kind of interesting, kind of weird because he needs to bring up other dead bodies or bits. They need to bring up like the fact there's a bunch of like couple of massacres. That means a bunch of characters kind of go in and out, and it doesn't really stick to it. I do like the fact that they have a character who's like the big cheese amongst the young kid, like young kid in school. When it turned out that he actually didn't do anything, he's been coasting on the fact that the main girl was the one that severely injured the original Trick. And again, the flourish that the killer uses is kind of interesting because usually the very and that's why it kind of bleeds into the Scream of it all, like kind of like how Scream they flourish. Basically, point out the fact that they just one man's thing. I also do like the fact that it doesn't end on a dire note. It makes it feel like the last few minutes will end on a dire note, but then it's a bittersweet ending. Like the positives of, I think it wants to make a Trick 2, which I wouldn't mind seeing Trick 2. But I think the positives of doing multiple killers is that you can have the killers die but still pick it up because I think majority of the like LV5 um main killers, three of them pass away, and then it's also good because they bring up the mastermind of it all, and there's three against three. They can really bleed into like doing just like a trick or two where it's just now they're on the defensive, and the main good guys will be offensive. And North main good guys are fantastically like they're well liked characters. And there's never like a bad really counter in it. Like again, the main concern with the film is I think Tom Atkins should have been used more. My idea, if you're gonna cast Tom Atkins in a movie, Tom Atkins must kick ass. Tom Atkins must be fucking beating up everyone by the end of it. Tom Atkins should just be a big star. Like like Tom Atkins is old dude. He could have been Donald Pleasance's character, and Epps could have been the chef bracket. But instead, Tom Atkins dies in the film, and it's just like, how? Like that's the most unrealistic aspect of the entire film that Tom Atkins would die. Like, because Tom Atkins plays like the head of the like the diner who also like basically rents out the church so we can make a horror film festival. And for some reason, I thought horror films were going to play Scream. I was wondering if they're going by the doppelganger theory because again, Omar Epps played the opening victim in Scream 2, and Jim Kennedy also passed away during Scream 2. In the Scream franchises, of course, Jim Kennedy's only really notable attribute to society ever since Scream 2. Ever since he died in Scream 2, Jim Kennedy's kind of went. Was Omar Epps after Scream 2 was kind of went. Like, I was surprised to see him appear in Scream 2 because he was from House. And that's why I basically went to watch Trick. I went to watch Trick, so I wanted to see a later, like the current film. So I got Omar Epps, I want to see Omar Epps, more stuff. So I just thought Omar Epps like getting to school. Because I've been watching the entirety of House from the beginning. Because why not? But yeah, Trick is Halloween by way of Scream. If you like Halloween, like OG Halloween, if you like, I was trying my dad to say no. If you like the Scream franchise, like I do, then you like Trick. And because I legitimately thought the film was kind of like both quicker and slower than it was. Because again, the first literally like 15, 20 minutes is just like the Trick Massacre, boom, 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 like year by year by year by year. So it's very like fast paced, like pop, 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 pop. So I was wondering if they were gonna actually like stick to a cast of characters. And actually, a bit of the main problem doing like a 90-minute film where like a first half hour, first act is just massacre, 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 massacre. Is that then you need like the second and third act to actually bring up the characters and just kind of like have like care about characters. Like you don't just focus on like a slow burn. That's why I like horror films slash films focus on like a select list of characters, so you can bleed them, build them up, have things, and then kill them off. Boom, boom, boom. Unless perchance you're doing a Texas Chainsaw Massacre approach where you have one character and you live for the horrors of one due to one character, and the other characters are just killed off at the very beginning. Either way works. Whereas Trick, I gave the main problem with Trick is a brilliant film. If you look at it is good for what it is. If you want a derivative of Halloween, then I highly recommend watching Trick because watching Trick, you know full well that is trying to be like a New Yorker Halloween. You know what I mean, and again, it's fantastic seeing Omar Epps and more stuff. But yeah, being an episode of the day of Halloween, October. Uh, Tomorrow's episode will be on Halloween Resurrection. Until then, wish you all a good night. Remember, wish a good day. Remember, tomorrow is Halloween. And tomorrow is the ending of this entire month video. So Bye.